Topical issues once more, and today I'm going to talk about polygamy and polyantry. Polygamy is a practice where somebody has more than one wife. The numbers vary. There are many who have had many. There used to be a man in Kenya who had 40 wives. It was over 40 wives. We have the case of Solomon in the Bible who had close to 1,000 wives. They say 700 wives and 300 concubines. We have another example from the Bible of Jacob, who married two sisters. So the cases of polygamy have been there around the world. They have mostly been prevalent in Africa and many parts of Asia. In the past, polygamy had an advantage because when a family or a tribe settled in a place, it needed warriors, and the more children you had, the bigger the workforce. So you could be able to plant in bigger places, harvest more, and you had a large number of men that were able to defend the community. It's a practice that went on until the coming of the preachers, the white preachers, and it's abetted, but it's not yet completely out. There was time when I was looking in the videos and I saw that there is a church in America, USA, that mostly for some radical people, most of them are white, but it also allows polygamy. So the men in the church are able to take many wives and they lead a lifestyle just like that was being led in other past polygamy society is going on now. So polygamy is not only prevalent in Africa and Asia, but like you can see, it's even there. The advantage of polygamy that time and this time varies, but there are some people who find that situations have arisen where they have to have polygamous families. For instance, a man had an affair and a child ends up conceiving, or sometimes love affair can be a stupid thing sometimes because you start a secret relationship, it blossoms to a full love affair. That person does not want to leave you, and the one you have presently does not have to leave you, and sometimes they strike an agreement, they'll remain married to you. And there are some men who move around and have such a relationships, and they might find themselves with 3-4 women who are interested in them. So they have a polygamous marriage. Sometimes it has advantages, sometimes it has its disadvantages. There are religions that allow polygamy. For instance, Islam. If you have the ability to marry one, you can marry one. If you have up to 4, but when you have up to 4, it means that you have to cater for them equally. Be able to provide everything the same to the 4 or to the 3 or to the 2. There was a time when I was looking at some literature and I read that this was necessitated by the fact that when men went to fight jihad, many men will get killed and the wives would be left without people to fend for them. There were even arranged marriages. Not marriage, arranged marriage arrangements, which would last for a time. When the husband maybe has gone for such a like place and there's uncertainty and there are fewer men within, then some women would also strike a contract. You don't move with anybody, but you choose a particular man. And when the man from whatever he was comes, that arrangement is broken. This used to be there in many communities, but when Christianity came, the first Christians had no boundary of how many wives you will marry. Unlike many say that it's written in the Bible, Adam and Eve, you can only have one wife. The Bible talks of one wife to a man who wants to become, they call it a bishop or what? Something like that. It should be a man of one wife, should not be a drunkard. But it does not limit the number of wives that one can marry. How did polygamy become illegal in Christianity? There was a bishop of a place in North Africa called Hippo or Hipporegius. Now it's a town called Annaba in Algeria. He graduated to that, but according to history, he'd had some relationships and some children before. And out of that, he decided he was quitting completely, wanted to live a pure life, and suggested a marriageless life for those who devote themselves to God, and one spouse for a man who would get married. So that is the beginning of single marriage in Christianity. From Pope Augustus of Hippo or Hipporagius, which is in the town called Annaba in Algeria. That was the beginning of single marriage in Christianity. But prior to that, there was no limitation. There is also something else that I would like to talk about. This one was rare in Africa. It's rare, but there were also similar marriages arrangement. There is this marriage called polyantry. You will find polyantry in some Hindu religious books. And polyantry means one woman getting married to two or more men. Officially, you are married. So she's a wife to all of you, and she can bear children from any of you because you give her equal husband attention. You know what I mean? And there's no quarrel because there's an agreement that you are married. I was looking at this and I realized that there are countries in Africa that had almost a similar arrangement. A country like Zimbabwe. But there were also some African cultures, even within Kenya itself, that allowed women who could not have children. They're called, in the past they used to call them, I don't know if still now they still call them barren women. But if a woman got married and could not have children, in most cases there would be problems with the marriage. So sometimes they would dissolve the marriage and go back to their homes. And then they would follow the practice that the African men used to follow. Court a girl, go to their home, pay dowry. So this girl is married to this woman. But she would be access to the brothers of the girl or the relatives of the girl. She'd not be a wife to one. She's married to the lady. But she would have husband attention from any of her brothers, any of her uncles, She was a wife for them, for that family, and would bear children for that family. But the children will not be called the children of those responsible, the brothers, the sisters, or the uncles. The children will be called the children of this woman who has married her officially. So she was the husband to this woman, and the children born belong to this woman. Some were even given permission to search for children outside. Any other man within the community would move with her, but the children she had were children for this woman. I also looked, and there is a story in the Jita where a family of 5 brothers, the major actors, were called by their mother, and he told them there was a lady, and they told her that they had a surprise. So what should they do with surprise? And unbeknown to the lady, she didn't know that it was a lady they were talking about. She said, share that surprise equally amongst yourselves. It was a lady. Now she got married because it was taken an oath-like thing. She had the 5 husbands. I was also looking at this, and I saw in parts of China, Bhutan, and some neighboring states, there is also such a type of marriage. Brothers can marry one wife, and the children are taken as the children of the family. And nowadays, some countries have been having a shortage. I saw when a country like China started controlling the population, there were a number of things that they had to adjust because the population was big. China, by the way, has almost a quarter of the world population, China alone. So when they were controlling the population, they would allow only one child, and due to tradition, many families preferred the boy child. So they would end up having one child, and most of the children were boys. So it reached a situation where there was a shortage of girls. So some of those communities marry foreign women, or you can marry. I guess that's what's happening in the cultures of some of those areas. An incident also happened in this country. There was a time when it was in the papers and whatever. 2 men fell for a woman, and they officially got married, and they had terms. You will come this day, you will be there, or this week you'll be there. Then you will go. Then next week the other husband is, and they appeared to be doing well. It's a rare thing in Kenya because Kenyan men are very, very jealous. But I don't know how they struck a deal. That was happening. So I was asking myself, I've seen, mostly there is also another incident where now identical twins also end up having interesting things because they like the same things. A man who had fallen for 2 identical twins, and I think another sister in Kenya. I don't know if they ended up getting married completely. It has been happening around the world. And all the 3 are in love with this man. So that is not polyantry, that is polygamy. But polyantry goes sometimes also men like a girl, the 2 of them. And if they have fallen for her, she falls for them both. She'll marry. Or there are times also when identical twins play tricks, and there are times when the man is busy and he tells the brother to go and pose as him. Some ladies cannot notice, and a relationship grows between the 2 of them that they cannot break. So such a things happen. The communities that used to do that, had issues with this jealousy thing, and maybe a place being big, women being fewer, the woman could be taken care of by any within the community. She belonged to the brothers. It's a rare thing that happens. I don't know about the psychological dynamics of it, but it's a practice that has been going on, and I thought of talking about it because it's a strange relationship. It is in existence. I looked also at plants and realized that there are some plants which have a similar relationship. But there was the pawpaw. There used to be a male pawpaw and a female pawpaw, and then there came a breed that now has male and female flowers that can be able to pollinate it, and they had classified that within that range. But for the people, I don't know the dynamics. It's only I thought I should talk about it because it is something that is present. Polyantry. It may not be legal because polygamy in countries, African countries, many African countries and other countries, is legal. Polyantry, I don't know about the law, the Kenyan law. That I don't think it talks about polyantry because it's something one cannot imagine. But those other countries that practice it, there are laws that allow that. So this is just a talk to highlight to the people, because I know many people don't know about this. And about polygamy, that one is known. That is just the information I had to give for now. Thank you.